So we're going to a 24-year-old male in the Shorts area, approximately 28.5 miles away, who has come off a quad bike. Injuries so far are unknown.
The accident has happened at Forestry Land in Lanarkshire. It's exactly the kind of incident that John, as a member of SORT, has been trained to deal with.
Just to give you an update, this is a 23-year-old male currently conscious and breathing. Crew are currently doing a primary assessment where there appears to be some form of open fracture down the lower left-hand side of his leg.
An open fracture is a particularly painful injury.
An open fracture is basically when the bone pierces the skin and comes right out the skin. So you've got all the nerve endings in that bone as well, it's exposed.
With the patient's leg so badly broken, he will need to be stretchered out of the location.
That's the Polaris you can see just getting unloaded there. So I'll park in behind that, just making sure it's got plenty of room. Sort of 0350 on scene.
Up in the hills of this forestry land, there's a patient with an open fracture to his leg. The only hope of getting him down safely and to hospital rests with this special off-road vehicle.
All right, boys. So I'll see you back, Chief, if you're ready, aye?
The Polaris will be tested to its limit. Heavy rainfall from a recent storm has turned the access route into a quagmire. And only yards from the road, they hit a problem.
Is that a 6-wheel on, mate, aye? Oh, what? Don't like this. That's the first I've ever seen the Polaris getting stuck. And we were all kind of looking and saying, we shouldn't be bogged in this, you know, we should get through this, no bother at all. We're all-wheel drive, so it wasn't working.
With the Polaris's all-wheel drive failing, John sends pain medication and extra blankets up to the patient.
We can give pain relief, you know, you can get IV access, give some morphine and give some of the Penthrox that we give, which is a very, very easy drug. It's not invasive, it's just like a wee green whistle, we call it. And they simply just breathe it in, but it's very, very effective for traumatic injuries. Guys, could you take that up to him?
If they don't get the Polaris out of the mud soon, they'll have to carry the patient down the hill by hand.
Right, this isn't working. Plan B, winch. All right, guys. We've got to get a wee ground anchor here, mate. And then get a winch and just pull it out. Aye.
Oh, good, right, good.
When we do our training, we do vehicle recovery, because it means that in the event that we do get stuck, we've always got the option of self-recovering ourselves. We always have a backup plan. We've got something called a ground anchor, which is basically A-shaped, big heavy bits of metal, and it's got stakes, and you just stake this thing into the ground, and the Polaris has got a winch in the front of it, and we basically used that to pull ourselves out of the quagmire that we found ourselves in.
Once out of the mud, the Polaris makes short work of getting to the patient. With his leg immobilised, the team strap the patient into the scoop stretcher, ready to be transported safely to the waiting ambulance and onto hospital for treatment.
Keep your hands in the new big man, all right? It was definitely a worthwhile job for the Polaris being there. It would certainly been a lot more difficult for the patient, because his journey out was nice and smooth as well and relatively pain-free. It was a good outcome. Like the Battle of the Somme, eh? Aye, T and a P, yeah.